I'm not going to lie, that kind of read as a little bit of a threat. I know that you didn't mean it that way, though. But thank you for the $20. Huge shout out to Pure Anarchy down below, as well as Sydney with the 2. Liliana, thank you so much for the 10. And then one last big one here, then we'll finally hop back into the debates. There's just been a couple people that have supported me and donated while I was talking to the last guest that I wasn't able to thank when they donated. One last big one here. Christopher is back again with us today with another $100 donation over on PayPal. Christopher, dude, you have been in here the last 2 days in a row supporting so goddamn much. Like, dude, Christopher, that is insane. Thank you so much for the love, man. Once again, Christopher actually just attaches the same message that he did the last couple times, saying that we need to update our immigration paths, that our current paths exploit all, and that we need to be doing better by updating the speed and making more paths to be here legally. Christopher, you are a goddamn man on a mission, and I respect the hell out of it. Your message is loud and clear here. Thank you for the $100. And welcome in. Do you support Trump? All that for no Trump supporter. Okay. I'm actually going to try to proactively thank people a little bit more when we're in the debate. I know that's something that I don't do, but it's something that Parker does. And I think I understand why Parker does it. Because I don't want to take up too much of the valuable time of all the viewers. So I'll try to do it in between the debates. Sorry, during the debates.
Trump supporters have short attention spans.
Yeah. What's up, user? Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm MAGA. I'm 20.
What year were you born in?
2004.
Okay. What month?
October.
What day?
The 20th.
So you turned 21 in how long?
4 days.
Okay, I'll trust it. Whatever. Why do you support Trump?
Well, okay. So I'm against illegal immigrants, and that. And I just don't like it that they make our economy bad, and they also steal our jobs.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm really nervous.
How do they hurt the economy?
Well, they're just making the economy they go down.
Okay. What? How do they what fact of the economy goes down because of undocumented immigrants? Are you talking about GDP? Are you talking about GDP?
Yeah, that.
Use your brain. When we have more people in the country, we're going to have more contribution to the gross domestic product.
Yeah, but
you're trolling, right?
No, I'm just really nervous. I'm really sorry. Oh my God. I'm just my heart, you can actually feel it. Whoa. Okay. But look, okay. So I'm working as a nurse, right? And okay, so maybe, okay. And I have coworkers who are Mexican, right? Okay, 2 of my coworkers are Mexican. This is not because I'm racist towards Mexicans. This is just because okay. So, and I just feel sometimes they are just really loud also. So it just
What the fuck? What the fuck are you, dude? What the fuck? No, I'm sorry. I've had too much bullshit today. I'm kicking you. What the fuck are you saying? Oh my God. Yeah, goodbye. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the next guest. All right. Yeah, they're probably loud screaming in your ear because of how fucking terrible of a person you are. Probably pissing them off, making them angry. They're raising their voice in response to your madness. It has nothing to do with them being Mexican. It has all to do with you being insane. Welcome in. Do you support Trump outdoor adventures?
I do.
Okay, how do you?
I will say I do not. I will say I do not agree with everything that he stands for. We can agree on that for sure. I've never agreed fully with any president that's ever been ever. But I will say when it comes to immigration, since you guys are kind of on this topic, I do not agree with him deporting everybody and their mother. I think it would do, because me personally, I'm blue collar, so I deal with a lot of Hispanic, people that I work with all the time. And there are some amazing people out there that are such hard workers that will outwork Americans any day of the week and build this country pretty much. So I definitely disagree a lot with him just flooding ICE agents and crazy, just getting everyone out, because I think he should focus more on the criminals and type stuff. But I don't agree with the Democratic side, because when it comes to pew pew stuff, I don't know if that'll get you banned or what, but because I'm pro Second Amendment, huge and obviously Democrats are very against that, and so that's just why, me personally, I
Gun
can't agree
control?
with him.
Okay. All right. Real quick before I respond to that, Maggie, thank you so much for the $5 in Venmo. I wanted to read yours off real quick because this is actually important. Hey, Dean, love your work so much. Can you educate me on whether I should vote yes or no on Prop 50 in California as a liberal? My parents have different beliefs, so I don't know what to do. Maggie, vote yes. Prop 50 is the only thing that is going to ensure that the Republicans don't rig the midterms, okay? You got to vote yes, okay? If you won't take my word for it, take Obama's. Obama has been quiet for so long, and he released like one of the first videos I've ever seen of him, right, talking about the policy of right now, just to tell you to vote yes on Prop 50. Go ahead. So you told us that you don't stand with the left because of gun control. So actually, right now the Trump administration is trying to find a way to infringe on the Second Amendment. Did you know that? Well, he's gone.
That at all.
Oh, you're really cutting out, man.
Am I back now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Donald Trump directed his DOJ
Okay.
to attempt to find a way to ban gun ownership for law-abiding trans-American citizens, and the issue with that is it's a massive infringement upon the Second Amendment, to the extent where even now the far-right NRA has been publicly outspoken about how much they hate it and how bad they think it is because of how big of an infringement on the Second Amendment it would be.
And I do agree with you with that. I do not agree with him doing that because it would be the same as the left coming at us conservatives and trying to take the same right away. So yeah, you're right. I do not agree with him on that as well. When it comes, there's so much other gun control stuff that I feel like the left is trying to put on about firearms and stuff like that.
Where's this guy going? Okay, so I'm sorry. You just continue to like cut in and cut out. So yeah, what would Kamala Harris have done if she was elected to do with gun control that made you support an authoritarian?
I think she would have pushed to take guns away completely.
Okay, well that's just completely fucking propaganda. I'm so sorry. Can you please give me like one reliable source to demonstrate that that was one of her plans?
She says she's just like a degenerate retard. Like it's just she's so like far out of there. It's just insane. Like,
dude,
that's a slur, slap nuts.
Dude,
jeez Louise.
God, like that is unfortunately the average American. Why? Like, dude, dude, oh my God. Yeah, listen to that. Listen to that, folks. No, that's the way that we should confront American politics. Accuse, right, the Democrats of wanting to do like preposterously like insane things that they never said they wanted to do. And then when asked for like any reason to believe this is what the Democrats did want to do, just call them our words. Oh my God, man. Moving on to the next guest. Every guest today. Go ahead.
I was about to say I have a couple of quick thank yous, and also just an FYI to you. I heard you mention YouTube. I don't know if you saw this, but apparently like there's an outage occurring with YouTube. Certain people have access, certain people don't. So that would explain what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, I assume so because it's been going in and out for like the last couple hours. But I'm having no issue at all with anything on my end. By the way, I'm gonna start streaming on YouTube in 4K, so I have like better, higher quality clips. So for everyone, that's gonna be cool. I'm gonna do that here when I get back from DC. But yeah, let me go ahead and thank a handful of people. Kindle, thank you so much for the $10 over on Vimeo. Kindle with the $10 says I usually listen to your debates instead of watching them. And I was completely unaware of how fine Santana is. Anyways, I love you.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you heard that. You heard that, Santana. Appreciate you for the $10, Kindle. As well as Justine, thank you for the $5 on Venmo, who says thank you for your work. Appreciate you, Justine. As well as Haley, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo as well. Haley says there's a man open carrying an AR-15 and a bulletproof vest boarding Florida State campus right now due to open carry laws being legal. Dude,
yeah,
that's some degenerate shit. Literally get it out of here. Insane. Daniela, also, I appreciate you for the $10 over on Venmo, who says, just voted yes on Prop 50. Let's go. Let's go, Daniela. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for voting yes on Prop 50. That's huge. As well as Robin, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. Skylar, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal. Thank you so much, Skylar. X with a $1. Hannah with a $5. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'd also like to thank Benton. Thank you for the 20 big ones. Over on Venmo 4 minutes ago, Benton says, I need help on doing research. I've learned a lot on your lives, but I'm trying to fully educate myself on these topics. That one's a hard one. All that I could tell you is that Reuters, AP, and AP are like my main two go-tos. I think that Reuters and AP are like genuinely pretty consistent most of the time. I'd also like to thank womp 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 guys. No, guys, guess what just happened? Terrible news. We just got our multi-guest suspended. No. Oh, wait, actually, I gotta say, out of like all of the days where that could happen, I mean, pretty good for it to happen today, right? I gotta say, because we're about to head out to DC. Like, I'll get access back on the 18th at 6 p.m. Let me... 18th on 6 p.m. is when I'm landing back in Junction. Yo, honestly, I gotta say, I gotta give it to TikTok. Yo, Tim, thank you so much for the wolf, man. Holy shit. Appreciate you for that love, brother. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Tim. Thank you so much. I gotta say, out of like all the times when I could possibly lose like guest access, get banned on TikTok, so on and so forth, this has got to be the best. But I can't appeal it. Guys, what's the over-under? Do you think the appeal's going to go through? What's the over-under, chat? Oh, it's one of the glitched ones. It won't even let me submit the appeal. God damn it. It won't even let me submit the appeal. Terrible. Yo, Dash, appreciate you for that galaxy, man. Thank you so much. Yo, how about this, okay? I'm going to be doing a Q&A with you guys for the last little bit here. Ask a question in the chat. Feel free to ask a question on Venmo or PayPal. Top of the screen or link in bio. I'm going to try to get around to as many as possible. Mary, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. Mary didn't leave a message. Only the love. Appreciate it, Mary. You were awesome. It's very, very kind of you. And Tim, appreciate you for that galaxy. I feel like we haven't done a Q&A for a while, so that's what we're going to do now. Feel free to ask a question. Any question at all. Olive Oil in the chat says height. 5'9". Fucking Karma Cooks in the chat says biceps. God, guys. I'm a political figure, okay? Okay, right now, I will not be flexing my biceps on TikTok Live. How bad will that look for my presidential campaign in 20 years? I'm just kidding, but calm down. Somebody in the chat says, motherfuckers. No, that's not, no Q&A. No Q&A. Carly, appreciate you for the $1 in Venmo, saying, is this the right one? It is. It is. Yo, let's see here real quick. Haley, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. Haley says, what Harry Potter house are you or would you be? Dude, I feel like I would be a Gryffindor. You know, I feel like the snake people, I forget what they're called. You know, they're a little bit too mean, you know, but I feel like the Gryffindor, you know, they're chill. I always like the Gryffindors. The Hufflepuffs or whatever the fuck, isn't that another one? Hufflepuff, that's it. Christopher, thank you for the $5. Christopher says, hey, Dean, love everything you do. I use your knowledge every day in my life, destroying others in debates. Dude, let's fucking go. You guys are awesome. Let's fucking go, Christopher. Caleb with a $1 on Venmo says, what's your favorite Backseat Lover song? I have so many favorite Backseat Lover songs, folks. Okay? Words I Used is awesome. Elevator Days is fantastic. Sinking Ship and Heavy would have to be my top 4. Let's see here. Jenna, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. Jenna says, I just moved in the Colorado Golden area. Any good recs for the fall season here? You're in the place for the fall season. Golden is beautiful in the fall. Oh my God. It's so pretty there, Jenna. You just moved to quite possibly the prettiest place in the fall in Colorado. That's why it's called Golden, literally, because it is golden in the fall. Yanessa, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Yanessa says, do you think Trump is violating the Hatch Act with the treating of closing of Democrat programs, and why? No, I don't think so. I don't think that he's violating the Hatch Act. However, I think that his cabinet could be violating the Hatch Act by putting partisan messages on like the agency websites. By the way, guys, I'm going to say this now. I will not be able to get around to every question that everybody's asking. So if I don't answer your question, I'm really sorry. I just want to be transparent. Like, there's just a lot coming in, and I really appreciate everyone for the love. Dana with $5 says, who's going to tell him they could just go to your Venmo to see your biceps? Is my bicep in my Venmo profile picture? Let me see. Everyone in the chat spamming Momo. I think she's downstairs right now. It's not really. It's not. She was lying. It's not really in the Venmo profile picture. Gwendolyn, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Appreciate you for the love. Thank you so much, Gwendolyn. Let's see what else we got here. Like I said, seriously, I will not be able to answer all the questions. Bobby with the $5 over on PayPal says, when are you going to do one of the round table debates again? Actually, can't leak that. Never mind. No answer. Sarah Bell with a $5 says, hey, Dean, I love you so much. What is your IQ and how do you retain information so well? Well, I mean, I don't think I've ever taken like an official IQ test. I don't really think that they're like the best means of dictating somebody's level of intelligence. I think I'm like really good at retaining information though, because I have like an incredibly photographic memory. Very, very sharp photographic memory. You know, that, like that's the way that like I remember the guests too, if like they're coming up again when they've already been up before, is just by remembering what their profile picture looks like. And when I'm making claims about Trump, I'm literally envisioning like the source where I got that claim from in my head. And like, honestly, a lot of like the information that I get on the daily activities of the Trump administration is from Aaron Parnas. So I picture Aaron in my head a lot. Funny enough. Joseph, thank you for the $10 on PayPal. He says, hey, Dean, I just learned who you were a few weeks ago and I'm an independent and love what you do. God bless. Appreciate you for that love, Joseph. Thank you. Thank you. Heather with a $6 says, hey, Dean, love from Scotland. What are your thoughts on gun control? Well, I love saving people from death, right? And gun control does exactly that. Common sense gun reform is not just something I think we should have. It's a necessity for the future of this country, especially considering the epidemic of gun violence that we have in America, with averaging over one mass shooting per day in this country. Molly with the $10 over on PayPal says, have you ever thought about making a book? Actually, yeah. I mean, I think I'm too young though. You know what I mean? I'm way too young. I'm gonna need to do that when I'm like 35, if I were to do it at all. Dallas, thank you for the $5. I love watching you, and my friends are unsure when I became so political. I want to do more to educate people. That's awesome. You get involved in your local community. Seriously, get involved in your local community. That is so important. So important. One way that anybody could be directly involved in politics is just by being involved within your local community. Matt, thank you so much for the $50 over on YouTube. Thank you so much for the love, Matt. Let's get 500 Matt W's. Matt says, would love to meet you someday. My wife and son are huge fans. We live in CO Springs, Denver event sometime. Matt, I'm going to be honest. I'm sure I will. You know, if anything, I'd actually be in Colorado Springs compared to Denver, since Colorado Springs is significantly more Republican. So I might be in your backyard one of these days. Trinity, thank you so much for the $25 on Venmo. Appreciate that, Trinity. Trinity says, go Rams. Keep up the amazing work, Dean. Boo, Rams. Okay, let's go Buffs. L Rams. CSU's Dookie. Just kidding. Joshing around, quite frankly. Keep up the amazing work, Dean. Been watching the lives for a while now, and tonight I'm watching it while I'm cooking dinner. Thanks for keeping us educated. Thank you, Trinity. I hope your dinner turns out well. Michael with the $15 on Venmo says, I just wanted to say type shit on the DC trip and recommending finding a local coffee shop. Dude, oh my God, Michael, the coffee in DC is fire. Oh my God. I just looked at the TikTok chat. Here I am, happily talking about the DC coffee. And what is the TikTok chat doing, may I ask? Y'all need to find God. Find him. I don't know if you will. Try to find him. I'm not sure if you will find him. But you should try really hard. Really hard. Try really, really hard, guys. Now they're doing it in all caps. Oh my goodness gracious. Y'all crack me the fuck up. Y'all crack me up. Carrie, thank you for the $5 in Venmo, who says, do you see yourself continuing to debate in years to come? Actually, yeah. I love the debates way too much to ever stop. I mean, eventually, I'd assume that kind of like what I do will become more well-rounded, and I'll include other things. But I think I'll never really stop the debates. Jacqueline, thank you for the $15 over on PayPal. Jacqueline says, first night of my new place after leaving my MAGA ex. Of course, I'm spending it watching Dean. Go get him. Dude, good for you, Jacqueline. And listen, I understand breakups are hard, even if they're MAGA. I hope that you have a fairly easy time of getting, life back on track into the new apartment. I'm rooting for you. Thank you for the $15, Jacqueline. As well as Hannah, thank you for the $2 over on PayPal, and I appreciate your kind words. Molly with $5 says, get pushed. Thank you for that, love. And Caleb with a $1 in Venmo says, merch drop coming soon. I don't know. I have never felt like I want to drop merch. Maybe because I think it'd be underwhelming and you guys would hate it. I'll get around to it one day. I will. I'll get around to it one day. Justice, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. Justice says, I don't know if you could touch on this, but why does Destiny talk bad about leftist YouTubers? I watch him and I watch you too, and it doesn't make sense. Well, there's like a big divide there. So Destiny and Hassan were like really, really close friends way back in the day. And then something happened and they stopped being friends. And then they started the feud. And then that feud developed into something more than just Destiny hates Hassan and Hassan hates Destiny. And more so into liberals don't like leftists and leftists don't like liberals. And honestly, it's interesting because I don't fall into either of those two categories identically, which is like interesting because like most political creators on the left are either firm